let's solve the following exponential equation. In order to solve exponential equations, what we want to focus on is the power of that appears in this equation. And here the power is e to the 2 minus 5x. Okay, first of all, we know that this is exponential because the x is in the exponent. The next step is that in order to isolate the power, we need to take some steps. And the steps that we take basically follow the PEMDAS, the priority of the operations, but in the opposite direction. So we go from subtraction, addition, division, multiplication, exponents, and parentheses. We go upwards. So the first step that we want to do is to move all the constants on the right side. And the constants that we have are the terms, right here, that they do not have any x in them. So I want all my terms to move to the right side. In order to do that, what I have to do is to add to both sides, to subtract from both sides the number 2, right? Because if I do that, I will manage to cancel the 2 on the left side. So I subtract negative 2 from both sides. Okay, so after I do that, plus 2 minus 2 is going to be equal to 0. So I have 3e to the 2 minus 5x equals to 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. The next step is going to be to divide by the coefficient of the power. Now, the power that I'm using right here is the e to the 2 minus 5x. So the coefficient will be the number 3, this 3 right here. So I need to divide both sides by 3. By doing that, I simplify the 3's at the left side, and I have 3 over 3 equals to 1 on the right side as well. So I have e to the 2 minus 5x equals to 1. Then I need to take logs of both sides of the equation. So I'm going to rewrite the equation as is, right here. Okay, and I will take logs of both sides of the equations with the base of the power, and the base of the power is e. So since the base of the power is e, we remember that instead of writing log of e, we just write ln. So I take ln from both sides of the equation, and as you can see right here, this is possible because since these two quantities are equal, the logarithms of the two quantities will also be equal. So I have now ln of e to the 2 minus 5x equals to ln of 1. And the beauty here is that I have some information. I remember a few things from the logarithmic properties that they tell me that if I have log of a to the k is nothing else than k to the log times log with base a of x, I have the power property, and I also know that the logarithms with any base of the number 1 is equal to 0. So I have this information. So this means, first of all, that I can bring the 2 minus 5x down. Remember to put it in parentheses. Put the exponent in parentheses. This is important, otherwise you will get confused. And multiply this by ln of e. And this is going to be equal to ln of 1, that is nothing else than 0. Now I have another property that tells me that log with base a of a is equal to 1. I know that. And ln of e is log with base e right here. So this is equal to 1. So what I have is 2 minus 5x equals to 0. And this gives me, if I solve this now simple linear equation, negative 5x is equal to negative 2. So this means that the x is nothing else than negative 2 divided by negative 5. I can simplify that to become 2/5. And this is my solution. X is equal to 2/5. And since all the equations that I have used up to here are equivalent, then this means that x equals to 2/5 is going to also be a solution for the equation that I started with, the initial equation that was an exponential equation.